Hi, I'm Ricky. I'm a stepmom without children, and this is Nyla, my cousin.
Hey.
She's a high school senior, and baby, do we have follow-up questions. Hashtag, what's it like being 17? Hi, you're here.
Yes, I am
Your
here.
first podcast of what I
I
imagine will be many in
know.
your future.
I want to start a podcast so bad. Or I just want to be in one. Oh my gosh, I was so excited when you asked
Here
me.
we are.
Here
We
we
could be a
are.
recurring guest. So, guys, just backstory, because on this show, Nyla, everybody knows that I love an origin story. I love it. So, Nyla's my cousin. She's my little baby cousin. She's 17. She's a high school senior in Massachusetts. When she was a baby, she looked exactly like me, so people thought she was my daughter. And so that's my claim to fame in Nyla's life. So she's a high school senior, but she's not just like any high school senior. Like, let me paint the picture. She is what I would refer to as a heckin' nerd. But
Okay.
in
Okay, now. All right.
skirt. But in the best way. She is so smart. She is so honest, I would say, and just like the dream teenager. She's not ripping and running like some of y'all dirties were back in the
Oh.
day when you were 17.
What is ripping and running?
Not with a hard G.
sorry, ripping and running.
So that's telling. So she's a good girl, and we love that about Nyla. But like, I'm not trying to like make it like, oh, good girls are like not cool. No, she's a good girl, but she's also fucking cool. And so we
I like
love that for her, and we love that for our family. She's everybody's baby. Her mom is the baby of the group of the 8 kids on my dad's side of the family, and then Nyla is everybody's baby.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was
20
once
cousins.
Nyla's baby.
Yeah.
So Nyla had a sweet 16 party, and she did like the 16 roses. And she gave me and Nina a rose, and she said, "It's crazy that you guys are simultaneously my mom's best friend, but also my best friend. So that's weird."
Yeah.
And that is like the most perfect way to describe me and Nina.
A lot of dynamics in this family.
So many dynamics. A lot of ages that like don't even, no one cares about an age. You're my best friend. You're an old lady though. So just the first question. What's it like being 17? A loaded question, but go. Is it fun?
I feel like it can be fun. Like it can be really fun, like in the movies that we like grew up with or whatever. But I have fun, but I don't think I have as much fun because of everything I take on, and like I just make my life really stressful. Because the thing, I'm aware that it's my fault. Like I know it's me who's making my life stressful.
We love a self-aware queen.
Yeah, like I'm very self-aware of it. Like I can definitely be having more fun.
But you choose to do things that are academically responsible.
Yes, or like not even just academically. Like I take on a lot of like leadership roles of like a lot of things, and I just like being responsible for like everything under the sun. And yes, it's fun in the long run, but like for example, like this week when everything is happening at the same time, it gets really stressful and overwhelming. And that's when I feel like I'm like, okay, this isn't that much fun anymore. Like when everything is happening at the same time. But like being 17, it is still fun. Like besides all that, like I have enough freedom that I can like go out and hang out with my friends. I can drive. I have a job, so I have money. Like I can just do like random things. But like still, if I'm like, hey mom, can I have money? Like she'll still give it to me. Like it's just like that perfect age right there that like I'm still being supported by her, but I still have enough freedom on my end
that you can just buy whatever you want.
So like when it comes to like
your job
17 in general, it's that. Okay, so I have 2, I guess, part-time jobs. So my
you're a student. Hello.
Yeah. So my favorite one. This is America's crazy. I am a art gallery attendant at a art gallery, surprisingly, in Lawrence. It's called Essex Art Center. Really simple stuff. I love it oh so much. I get to dress cute and sit at a desk and greet people and like deal with money, enroll people into classes, like give tours and whatnot. I have to be like knowledgeable
of Northern Essex. If when you walk in, you see your face.
Yes, it's so much fun. You walk in, I'm like,
they should pay you extra because your face card is giving, honey.
Stop! Don't make me blush. Oh my gosh. Anywho, so Yeah, that
Your
one is
other
really
job?
fun. It's really chill. Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
that's one. And then my other one is I actually work with my mom. Okay, not like next to her,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
her company. And
Right.
I guess I'm like a contractor, so like I only
Mhm.
work when they need me to. So it's not
Right.
like a, oh, you're working this day, every blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah.
It's just like, hey,
And
we
it's
have
just
this project for you, do it. And I'm like, okay.
yeah. And
Mhm.
what kind of projects? It's like,
It's like admin work, a lot of like I was about to say SX sheets. It's oh
Excel
my god,
sheets.
Excel. Thank you. It's
Yeah,
Excel
and, like,
sheets.
making presentations, I feel like I remember there was a
I
thing.
would do a lot of organizing and stuff,
Mhm.
like, "Oh, make sure this is that." Like, it's very simple things, but it's very tedious. So it's like, "Hey,
Mm.
do this, but, like, 200 more times." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
But yeah,
no,
I
so
get
like
paid good though, so, like, that's what's up. And
yeah.
also it's remote, so I can just
Mhm.
work at any,
Yeah,
like, time.
whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like data entry
Mhm,
and administrative tasks,
mhm.
but that's wonderful because there are people that are, like, full-blown adults that are trying to get jobs like that because you may not realize this, but not everybody knows how to use a computer.
Oh, that's crazy.
So,
That's
mm,
crazy.
yeah, there are, like, classes at, like, public libraries that are, like, teaching, like,
Wait, that's
40 and
cute though.
yeah,
That's
like,
kinda
40 and 50-year-olds, like, how to create a Gmail account. Like, there are people who just aren't familiar with it. I grew up with computers because my dad worked for the company that invented cable modems, but other people my age are still like, "Hold on, what? What is this? How do I put a PDF?"
oh,
Um, and so that's a thing.
that's a
Um,
thing.
in the spirit of stepmoms without children, Nyla does have a family situation that's has a step parent, like, a step parent-ish, um,
Ramon?
Ramon.
Okay.
She's like, "You mean Ramon?
I was like, "What are you talking about?" Oh,
The
yeah,
man
that
that
dude.
lives in your
Yeah.
house? The
Yeah, the
man
man
that
who
just
lives
moved
in
in?"
my home. The one who's actually asleep in the next room. Yeah, him. Got
Okay.
it.
He probably is like, "Hold on, what? I heard my name." And so what's it like? So he hasn't lived there for very long, because
Mhm.
your mom is very protective of her
100%.
space.
Yeah, and me. It was more so
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I remember I had a
it was
whole boyfriend
crazy.
when we lived together when you were, like, 2. She's like, "Your boyfriend can't sleep here." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Hello? We own a
Yeah.
house together. What do you mean?" And so what's it like you had a man move into your house?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I love this man. He's great,
Mhm.
especially with my history of like grown men and like father
Mm,
figures or whatever. Hasn't
right.
been the best. So like LMAO, but like when he came into my life,
Uh-huh.
how long has he been in our lives? Probably like 8 years, I'd say.
I feel like, yeah. It was,
It's
like,
like
after
it's
I
crazy long.
left, but
Yeah.
not far after, so 8, maybe
Mhm.
9.
So yeah, I met him. I'm like, yeah, he's cool, blah blah blah. And then as years like go on, I realize I'm like, wow, like he's actually like really cool. Okay, cool is an
Yeah.
understatement, but like this
Yeah.
man is like, wow.
Involved,
Yes, that's the
caring,
word. He's very involved.
driving you
Even
to and fro.
yes, he's my favorite like Uber driver. But like despite the language
Snap for
barrier,
time.
I've never felt like more connected to like a father figure man
Mhm.
until like him.
Do you
Mind
wish
you,
he just,
we
like,
don't even
spoke
speak. Yes, I do. I
like,
tell my
so
mom
bad
that.
you wish he spoke
Yes.
English?
No, because I feel like I can make this man laugh. He laughs so easily. I feel like I'd be the illest comedian to him if he understood what I was saying. Like I
Okay.
promise you that. And like
Literally,
he
actually, same. I
wait.
know he has a special spot in his heart for me because I
Yes.
I always call him Theo, and he's obviously not my actual uncle.
Theo's crazy.
So is your motivation to speak Spanish just because I know that, your Duolingo is important to you? Is it because of Ramon?
I never really realized I wouldn't say it's just him, but I guess he'd be like the cherry on top.
Mhm.
Like there's so many people that I love to talk to or like I regret that I couldn't talk to. Like for example, like
Mhm.
mama on our side or like
Mhm.
some family members on my dad's side. Like there's so
Mhm.
many people I wish I could talk to and connect with, but because of the language barrier, I couldn't. Like yeah, we
Mhm.
can connect through music, through dancing, through food especially, but like I can't have a whole conversation with you unless like my mom was there like translator or something. And I just
Same.
kind of feel bad. So now that I have Ramon living here, this is a
Right.
man that I'm seeing like every day.
Right.
Like that's like quote unquote the cherry on top
I
to
love
like
that.
learn more. I do struggle a lot, but like with him, I'm very comfortable being confused. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm very comfortable with him being wrong if I speak in Spanish, or I'll be like, "Oh, cómo se dice?" and like say an English word, and he'll translate it for me and like
Oh,
help
thank
me.
you.
Like I'm very comfortable with him. unlike my actual dad, like he just made me feel so, it's sad to say,
Bad.
but he made me feel very disappointed in myself. He made me feel
Well,
like,
yeah, because
like a
but
prick.
I mean, you can get over that easily and be like, oh, really? Because if you were there, maybe
Maybe I wouldn't know
I would
it.
have spoken more Spanish.
Maybe I
Maybe.
would have been fluent, but no, you weren't.
Aside from language barrier, like obviously we all love Ramon, but
Mhm.
like just, and
How
I
they
asked this to another guest, and like they didn't have the answer that I wanted. So I'm gonna get specific. Did you have to buy a robe? Did you have to be more
got
mindful
you.
of what you were wearing?
Yeah, so I was gonna get there. So having like an actual like man in the house now,
Mhm.
which is very
Yeah.
weird to me. I grew up for 17 years, and that was one of the things when my mom and
Mhm.
I were talking about him moving in. She was
Mhm.
like, "Hey, it's been like 16, 17 years that it's just been me and you. And now
Right.
we're gonna have a man come in." And I'm like, "Oh, hold up." But
Okay,
because
we
I've
need to
known him
get
for
bigger
so
towels.
yes,
Hold
yes.
on.
But like because I've like known him for so long and like he was already like sleeping over every day, I kind of got used to it. But
Right.
what comes with that is like thankfully the bathroom is right next to my room, so I can
You
just
could
like
run real quick.
like run, yeah, or like I'll open the
Right.
door, see if he's out there, and like go in or whatever.
Literally me. When Ryan's over, I'm like, hold on, because I don't have a
Mhm.
robe.
Oh
Like,
yeah, like when I go like for my like pajamas or whatever, it's literally like a t-shirt and like my underwear or whatever. Like I can't do that. Like if I like walk into my mom's room to ask something, I feel
she's
like,
gonna be like,
oh,
can
I'm
you put
like,
on your
cierra los
pants?
ojos, and he'll be like, okay, like close your eyes, and I'm like going real quick.
What a girl dad. I love him. He's so
He's such
cute.
a girl dad. I love him.
He is. He goes
He's
hard for you
such a,
too.
which is lovely because I feel like that it's because he has like I think 7 sisters, and he's like I
Mm,
think he's the youngest, so
he is.
he's already used to it. So
He's like my dad, but my dad's the oldest. He had 7 sisters.
It's really nice now because me and him split the chores. Before it used to just be me. Before it used to just be me,
I
like throwing out the
die.
trash, doing the dishes, cleaning the bathroom, doing the laundry. And now it's like split. So I'm like, oh, score. Like, yippee.
Oh, we love that.
So that's
And
nice.
I'm sure he's like trying to like pull his weight and not look like a regular like man that don't do stuff. He's like, no, I
Yeah.
gotta take
No,
the
he's
trash.
such an active person and I love it. I really appreciate it. Like, even
Yeah,
when he's
well, that's why
tired,
your
like, he'll
mom's
still do
with
stuff
him.
for us.
We had this conversation, me and your mom, about like it's an actual partnership. Like we're both
Mhm.
living in this house. It's not
Yes.
we both live here and I'm in charge and have to tell you when the trash needs to be taken out or
Yeah,
tell you
no,
that
he's
we're eating
so
today.
conscious of like what to do, and I love it.
So just more about you. How's school? The auntie question. How's school, honey?
That's cool. If we were at a family function, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's good. But I can talk for a bit, so I'm gonna tell you how school really is. Hey guys, I'm a senior. I already sent in my applications like a couple months ago for college.
And we've
And
heard back from like 3.
yes, actually I've heard back from more. I'm just
Mm.
missing one more school. So
The one, Syracuse?
the no, I'm gonna get
Oh, NYU,
yes,
NYU.
NYU, yes. So I've applied to Northeastern. That was my first rejection. I got rejected from them, which it's
Oof.
okay. I was expecting that. I applied to UMass Amherst. I got accepted. Suffolk University,
Oh!
yes. Suffolk University, I got accepted. Emerson
Mhm,
College, I got accepted, which was one of my tops. So I was so thankful.
mhm.
What else? Hofstra University in New York, I got accepted. Syracuse University, I just got waitlisted yesterday. No,
Ooh.
2 days ago. So that was kind of that took a little hit to my heart
You were
because
like,
I'm
"Okay, hold
like,
on, because everybody else accepts me, what's your problem?"
like literally, I'm like, what do you mean I got wait? Like, just tell me no at that point. Like, don't
Okay,
make me
rude.
mad. Especially because like in the letter, they say, hey, we'll let you know by June 1st, but we do understand that you have to commit to a college by May 1st. Okay, then why would you do that? Why make that make sense?
Rude.
It makes no
Okay.
sense. I'm like, that's disrespectful at that point.
Hold on,
Like,
just real
what?
quick, I just wanna step in about UMass. I didn't even know that you applied to UMass, and
Did you
we
go to UMass
fucking
Amherst?
No, so I worked for UMass
Oh, got
for,
you.
like, 2 years, and I'm
Mhm.
obsessed, and my, like, best friend at the time when I worked for UMass, her dad is in charge of, like, the dining. Like, they have an award-winning dining program. Like, the
Really?
food that you eat at for school, like,
It's
you be
like
eating, like
award winning.
yeah, you be eating, like, lobsters and shit. It's not, like, regular freaking Aramark freaking bullshit.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
chicken sandwiches and salads and stuff.
Okay, chicken sandwiches, period.
Just
Chicken
a bit
sandwiches
of
sound good. I love a good chicken sandwich. I also applied to Quinnipiac in
mhm,
Connecticut. I got
mhm,
accepted from them. Also, like
mhm.
all the acceptances, I got like really good scholarships besides UMass Amherst. UMass
Mm.
Amherst, it was like kind of I was like, don't even give me a scholarship at that point. The number was weird. And then
If you want me to pay, just tell me to pay. God.
now we're waiting for NYU. Yeah,
Listen,
they come out 4 p.m. March 28th. And I'll be waiting.
March. Oh, okay. So
It's
that's
coming up. 4 days.
Oh, so we'll have to put an update because this episode will
Yes.
air in April, and so we gotta tell the kids.
Yeah.
We gotta put hashtag NYU somewhere.
Hashtag NYU.
Okay.
Yeah, and my major I'm going in for the folks
Mhm.
listening, I'm going
Mhm.
for journalism, specifically broadcast journalism. So, yeah.
So there are a lot of people that are haters that are gonna say journalism's dead.
Yeah, they
And what
don't
do you
realize
say
that
to
like
those
low-key
people?
everyone is a journalist in some way, especially with social media. It's so much easier.
Well, that's kind of the point. Like, you can go to school for journalism, but you could also not go to school for journalism and just do
Mhm.
journalism ting on TikTok.
Yeah, there's many journalists on TikTok who are just like, "Hey, I'm reporting from blah blah blah," and they didn't need a
Mm.
journalism degree for that, but they
Right.
still know what they're doing. So like, good for them. But like more
Mhm.
specifically, I want to be like on the TV instead. I want to be like the
Right.
news anchor. I want to be like
Right.
going on sites and whatnot. I have so much respect for the
The
journalists on like
journalist.
social media. They're so
Mhm.
cool. They're like reaching so many people. But like,
Mhm.
I would just more prefer being like in an actual like, I don't know how to explain it.
You wanna be a TV anchor.
Yeah, I want to be a TV anchor. Like, I want to work for like a specific company, like CNN or like something like that. Like,
Mhm.
that's what I want to do. So, yeah.
Do you have any, like, TV anchor, like, people that you, like, follow?
Yes, but I forget her name, but it's this one girl, and I actually saw her on TikTok, and she goes on
Mm.
live a lot, and
Did she talk
she's
about her kids?
is
There's
she a
a
white girl?
Mhm.
I'm talking about a brown girl, or maybe
Oh,
she's
we
black.
love that.
I don't know. But yeah, she has like, and she, what I love most about her is that, of course, she has like very like curly hair, and she wears it natural.
Right.
That's something I think about, like, oh, especially having like curly hair, like what if it like looks too frizzy? Are they gonna want me to like straighten my hair or whatever? But like it's
Mhm.
2024, get with the program. Like we're wearing our hair natural.
Honestly,
And that's one thing I love about her.
these are
That she wears
people
her,
paving the way. You'll be fine.
yeah. But I forget her name. She hasn't come across on my For You page in a while. But I just every time I see her, I get so excited because I'm like,
Mhm.
yes, like that's the goal. Like I want to be her one day. Like that'd be
There's a guy that I met at the dog park. His name is Tim something, but he works for NBC. He does like there's a snowstorm and there's a guy that's
and
in the
he's the
middle of
one
the snow
outside.
at the gas station and
Absolutely
he's interviewing him. What do you think about this snow today? And he's like interviewing like plow drivers and like the girl who works at Dunkin'.
Yeah.
He does that. He does a lot of like drone footage and stuff. And
Okay.
so he does like when they have interns and stuff, like he's in charge of the interns. But so it just reminds me of that, like when he has like
Mhm.
footage of like being at work, like with the kids, like you're
Mhm.
finna be
That's
one of
good.
these
I'm
kids.
gonna be one of those kids. And that's why I
Um,
really want to get into Syracuse because their internships and whatnot,
mhm.
they're just so up there. And the fact I got
They're
waitlisted
elite.
just makes me mad.
When do you find out if you're valedictorian or not?
Oh, so we already found out.
Oh, you are you?
No, absolutely. Okay, Erica, let me tell you something.
I
You
don't
guys
know.
think hold on. You guys think I'm so incredibly smart. I'm not that smart.
Listen, I know that you don't have to be you're you end up being smart if you're a valedictorian, but you just gotta do your homework and get good grades.
Yes, that's the thing. I feel like okay, I might be saying this because like I'm an honors kid. I've always been like on
Mhm,
my honors path and whatnot.
mhm,
So my information might be a little biased. But like there's times I feel like you have to try to fail. Like at that point
mhm,
you are purpose like some of these classes are so easy, especially at my school. Our teachers try so hard to like have these kids pass. And like when a kid
mm.
fails, they're just so disappointed because they tried so hard. And it's
Like,
like
I
I've
literally
been
cheated for you. What do you mean?
I know, like I've been in a like this year, one of my electives was like a CP class. So I was like in the classes with kids who like I guess like struggle a little bit more.
Mhm.
And I was able to like see classes like on that side. Like if you're failing that class, it's because you did not sit there with her and take the notes that she like did like on her
Yeah.
presentation. Like there's times I feel like kids are like you have to try to fail at some point. Like I don't
I
know.
mean, listen, not everybody has the motivation to do good in school, and so they're like, "I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just literally this is a babysitter for my parents. I'm just
Yeah, and they
here."
just don't do like anything. I'm like, damn, but
Those are the
what was
same
my
kids
original
that are, like,
question? Oh,
snorting fucking pills in the bathroom.
yes, or like they leave class just to like vape in the bathroom. I'm like, guys, why are
Not
you doing
vape.
that? Like, yeah, vaping is like really big in my school. Like we
I
have vape
forgot about
detectors
vape.
where only two kids are allowed to go in a bathroom at a time. Like it's so ghetto.
No,
It's
we had
so
that too. We had that too in Westford at Neshoba Tech.
I'm like, guys, why? Like you can't wait till you get home. Like, you're itching for it so bad. You need to do it right now
Right.
at school
That
in the
nicotine is
bathroom.
kicking, honey.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Or like some kids will like pop an edible like at first period. I'm like, y'all, it's
Not
7:30.
popping edible.
Yes, I'm like, guys, it's 7:30 in the morning. Like, what are we doing? But anywho, back to education.
No,
So
I mean, these are the things I wanted to, like, know about because I don't, like,
some kids are
know
crazy.
like,
Some kids are
Ryan's still in
crazy.
school, but, like, he doesn't know what the other kids are doing, like, he's, like,
Oh,
with, like, the same, like, aides all day long, and
mhm.
he's not even doing classes anymore, they just take him to, like, different, like, job things, like so
Yeah.
people are just doing drugs like that, like,
Yes.
back in my day,
You're not that
y
old, but all right.
I'm really not, thank you
You're
for
not.
saying that.
You're welcome.
So, but back in my day, there was this boy named Steve Pearson and
Mhm.
this girl named Haley Litchfield who evidently on their school bus were drinking Dr. McGillicuddy's, which is
What?
yeah, which is like a schnapps, which is like
Mhm.
it's an alcohol,
Yeah,
and
I
it
know
was mint flavored, and the how you know?
girl, what do you mean, how do I know? Come on now, be for real.
So Haley and Steve, they drank Dr. McGillicuddy's on the school bus, and
Like,
so they
on the
were
way to school?
yeah,
That's so nasty.
they were smelling minty fresh. And we were in our history class, me and Steven, we sat next to each other with my like I lime green has been like my brand
Mhm.
since I'm in high school. And I had my lime green JanSmart backpack filled with all of my books. And Steven threw up all over my backpack.
Oh, I'd be tight. I'd be so tight. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I was so mad. And then so like they evacuated the room and they went to clean it and they didn't know whose backpack it was. This is a time I got in trouble.
You got in
And
trouble for this?
hold on. So they had to identify whose backpack it was, and then I got called to the dean's office. And like me and the dean were like this because I was like a goody two shoes, vice president of every club, like just a fucking like teacher's pet in high school. But it was really cool too.
Yeah.
And I went to the dean's office and I was like, "What you doing?" And then the cop was there, and I
Absolutely
was
not.
like,
I'd piss myself. I'm
and he
sorry.
had a book that was like thick, like 3 inches thick, that had all pills in it. And he was like looking through it, and there was like these little plastic baggies on the dean's desk,
Did you
3
get
different
white
baggies.
powder?
No, I went to a sleepover party like a week before this. Like maybe if this was on Wednesday, I went to the sleepover party on Friday.
Okay.
And in my house, we're a Costco household, and so
Uh-huh.
everything's in bulk. So we're all taking an allergy medicine, like a Zyrtec. Where there's a Tylenol and there's a Tylenol PM. And so I had a baggie of them that I would keep in my room, and like that was my allocation of the medication because the bathroom that had all the medicine was downstairs, and so I would keep it in my room. So I was going to my friend's house. I'm like, well, let me bring all my medicine because just in case, because I went to like 5 sleepover parties in my life, and so just in case, and I put it in my backpack, and then it was evidently still in my bag, and they were trying to identify the pills, and I was like, "The yellow one is Zyrtec, the blue one is Tylenol PM." And they were like, "Why do you have like, are you selling drugs?" And I was like,
Uh,
"No, I went to Jamie's house for her birthday party on Friday, and I just never took it out of my bag." And
oh
he's like,
my
"Why do you have
gosh.
so many?" And I was like, "'Cause we shop at Costco. Hello? Like, what do you mean?"
Like,
And I had
duh,
to
go with the program.
right, and I was like, "You think it's me dealing drugs because it's Zyrtec. You're not gonna find it in your books. It's the generic of Zyrtec, okay?" The Costco brand.
Oh, I would have been so wait, so why would
So
they look it through the bag? Because a kid threw up on it?
they were because the kid threw up on it,
And
and
they
they were
didn't
like
know whose bag
emptying
it
it to clean
was.
it, like wipe it, and so it was in like the front pouch thing, and they were like,
Oh my
"Gasp!
gosh.
I hate
What
that
was
for
the
you."
original question?
I don't know.
Oh,
People
yes.
are just popping edibles. So back in my day, people were
Oh, there
drinking
we go.
Dr. McGillicuddy's
Uh-huh.
and saying that they smelled like Listerine and not alcohol and schnapps. So in 2024, people are popping edibles
Mhm. It's crazy. Or like, I
and
wouldn't say
vaping.
edibles. Yeah, vaping is definitely more popular here,
Are
specifically
they
in my school.
vaping like weed? Or are they vaping like booze?
Both.
Like, I mean, like cigarettes.
So nicotine and weed. I think the weed ones are like a dap pen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not that knowledgeable.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, but the one that's most popular is like just a regular like vape pen, just Nick. That's it.
Not Nick. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Even the
Like
word
literally,
are
like
so
it's to the
crazy.
point that kids will like have it in their sleeves and like hit it while like the teacher's talking about like the Civil War. Like I'm like, are you literally kidding me?
War.
Like, oh, I'm so stressed out. I need a cigarette. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
I
And
just
they
feel
think
like,
all that. And they just
and
casually
like,
in their pockets.
like I'm not trying to discount people who have an addiction to nicotine because that's a real thing. But I just feel like high school is a time for everybody to put on a performance of their life. And the people who are vaping through their sleeve in class and trying to be discreet but not discreet, because that smoke's got to come out somewhere, babe.
Or they
Like,
just like hold it in. They're like, I'm like, okay.
and it's just giving like pick me, gimme girl. Like it's giving, I'm trying to do an attention thing. And
like you're asking to get caught.
Right. You want someone to notice. It's giving notice me. And
Or just to look cool in front of their stupid friends.
Yeah, like I just very specifically hate somebody who likes to bring attention to themselves for attention's sake. It's just like, can you just do what you're doing? And if people notice, people notice.
Yeah.
But fucking, what is it?
I need to tell you another way people like will do it that like I heard recently.
Tell me.
Okay, so I was out of school, but like I have a group chat with a bunch of friends, and like we just gossip a lot in there. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm sorry, I gossip. Anywho,
oh, we love that.
So yeah, so the friends like, oh my gosh, guys, I just saw. Okay, I'm gonna use stage names. They're probably not listening to this, but I'm gonna use stage names. So there's Jessica, and then there's
Messica.
No, there's Jessica, and then there's like Serena. I don't know, whatever. So Serena, Shawty, like she got like cleavage. Okay, like she got some stuff there going on. And then yes, and I guess she must have had like the vape pen like
lying.
in between.
I know you're
no, I'm not lying. She must have had the pen like in between like her tetas or whatever. And Jessica over here comes over and like takes it, like goes down like face in it. And just takes it.
Not a vape motorboat moment. A girl on girl vape motorboat.
Oh my gosh. And I could already picture this where it was because like in between passing periods, no, not in between passing periods, like during the passing period in the lobby, there's like this one section that all like the Dika cool kids hang out. And then like the really weird kids will like also hang out there. They're the really weird kids. And they'll just like do it right there. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, no, that's giving look at me. And I hate it.
Like if I were to if I was an administrator and I walk by and I see Shawty's face just like in someone's cleavage, I'm gonna ask what's going on here?
Is this sexual or
they were just
what are you doing?
what are you guys
asking for everybody? What the fuck?
Asking for everybody what's going on?
Literally.
Oh my gosh, no. And like and I just know damn well Serena was probably like, oh, haha, guys, guess what happened? Girl, shut up. No one cares.
Goodbye. So, as a prime millennial, me, do you ever think about being that you are Gen Z? Do you think about it in comparison to other people or just in general? Like, is Gen Z like a thing that the Gen Zs talk about?
Like, are you saying like, okay, being a person who's like a Gen Z, do we talk about being a Gen Z?
No, but do you think about it when you're talking to someone else?
Okay.
Like if you're talking to like my husband.
Yeah.
Are you like, I am a Gen Z and this man is definitely not. Yes. Every time, all the time.
Yes. So, yes. I notice even when I'm talking to other Gen Z people, I realize I'm like, wait, we are Gen Z. Like, this is our slang. This is how we talk.
Yeah.
Like, these are the problems. Like, blah, blah, blah. And then I come home, I'm talking to my mom and I realize, oh yeah, she's like a millennial Gen X. Like she's right on the bridge. Or even when I'm like, even when I go on Instagram and I see people's stories, like Nina, for example, I'm like, yep, she's a millennial. Like, yep. Yeah. Or like even talking to you, I'm like, yep, you're a millennial. And wait, I say this like it's condescending. That's not what I mean. But like, I got it. Facts, like, yeah. Because yeah, with our generations, like we have different like slang or whatever.
Yeah.
Ways like we talk or whatever. So there are times I do like notice and I'm very conscious of it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can tell.
What do you think the prime difference is between millennials and Gen Z?
Okay, two things. Obviously the slang, like random words or whatever. And the second thing would be what we find offensive. And yeah, that's an obvious one. What we find offensive.
Oh my God, when Matt hears this, he's gonna be like, yeah, fucking everything.
Yes. Like cancel culture, like yeah, Gen Z, we
invented cancel culture.
We find a lot more. I don't know how to explain this. Okay. Millennials think that we're very sensitive, and Gen Z just thinks we're not sensitive. Y'all are just like mean. Like, I don't know.
No. The generation before us, my husband and them, they're mean.
Is he Gen X?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's like cusp, but he's mostly Gen X. I think it's like 1970 or 1980, but he was born in 1976.
Oh yeah,
he was also raised by older people, and so it makes him a little bit older. But anyways, so like I feel like they're the generation that like they're mean because they think it's funny. Like funny for them is like being offensive.
Yeah.
And then
it's like
and millennials like had a hard time putting up boundaries and being like, hey, that's offensive.
Yeah, or like, hey, I didn't like that.
Yeah. And so we were just too afraid to make a wave to say that, and so we didn't. And then Gen Z comes in with their bricks and their mortar, talking about it's boundary.
We are building boundaries real quick. Yeah, we work overnight to build that boundary. Yeah.
Tell me about what shows you're watching on TV. Hold on, is there any shows that like, oh, this is on Thursdays and this is what I watch, or it's all streaming?
Okay, so actually, yeah, everything I watch is all streaming. We like don't like have. I don't know how to explain it. We don't have cable anymore. We have like the Fire Stick.
Right.
We have a lot of like streaming services, and like we share a lot as well. Like we have some that we own, and then we have some from like other people. Like Eve, like that's the correct way to go.
Yeah, no, I'm on Melanie's Hulu, and she's on my something.
Yeah,
and I'm on a friend's.
A lot of sharing. We just have all the streaming services, and like we're very happy with it. But then there's still like the new stuff that like my mom tunes in, so that's fine. So, but there is one show that does like stream like on Hulu like every Wednesday, and that is Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
You know, Abbott, I love Abbott Elementary.
Yeah,
so lovely. So, you see, I'm a very busy person, so I don't have time to like sit down.
Yeah, no, I figured that.
But there are like ones that like come up on the top of my head that like I finished like this year or whatever. Heartstopper. I love Heartstopper.
You don't know
that one's on Netflix. What else? I like You. You's pretty crazy. All the shows I'm listing are like such like a range of like
I did a whole
like all lovey-dovey and like gay or whatever, and then You is just like murder and crazy things, and then Abbott Elementary is like LMAO, we're having fun. What else? I love Stranger Things. They're coming out with the new season, so yippee. I do like House MD. I watched that one on Amazon Prime. It's just it's like those medical shows, and it's like seasons upon seasons. But the main character, House, he's like a literal like DICK. I'm not going to say the word because my mom's probably going to listen to this. So,
ma'am,
yeah.
House has been on since
like for
I'm
ages. Yeah.
Out here describing House like he's not part of everybody's DNA.
My B girl, my B. What's another one? I like Kim's Convenience. I like The Bear. I love The Bear.
Love The Bear. Yes, chef.
Yeah, chef. Oh, I love The Bear.
Does it make you want to work in a kitchen in a restaurant?
No, like after watching The Bear, like I would go down to the kitchen and I'd like try to work as fast as possible, like thinking I was in there. Like I would never survive.
Does it, in a kitchen. Hold on, because does it make sense seeing Josh, my brother Josh?
Yes,
cook?
I understand.
The way he like sets everything up so that he could literally just turn around and do the next thing, and I'm like,
right. I'm like, hey, you can take your time, King. It's okay.
Hey, like, we're actually here all weekend. You don't have
like you have time. Fun facts. Like it's okay. Deep breaths.
We're not all gonna eat at the same time, so just make the plate. I didn't think that you were a TV watching gal, but I know
when
that
I do have the time. I get on.
So what else is filling your time?
For the listeners, let me list everything I do. I am class president, so especially senior year, it's so crazy. Like senior year is just so insane. It's a lot. So I'm that. I'm also in student council, but I'm also on the elected board as a NEMASC delegate. So we have Massachusetts, right? And then we have it separated in regions. So NEMASC is the Northeastern Massachusetts Association of Student Councils. So as a delegate, I meet with other kids like me from other schools in the Northeast region, and I represent my high school, and we plan 2 conferences a year. And it's like workshops and like leadership, student council, like all that stuff. So I am that. I write for the newspaper, but I'm also the head photographer for the newspaper. So we have those meetings. I'm also president of show choir. So that's peachy. And then the one that probably consumes most of my time would be theater. For this season, because we have a fall play and then a spring musical, I'm actually not performing in the musical because my mental health was like really, really bad during the fall play. And with the musical, it's like 3 times more because for a play you just have to like act, not just have to act, but you have to act.
You're just acting.
Yeah, well, for the musical you are singing, dancing, and acting, so you have rehearsals nearly every day besides like Tuesdays, I think. So it gets insane, and I just knew, and my mom knew, that like it'd probably be best for me that I don't do it. But that would low-key depress me, like not being there at all, and like seeing my friends and like they're all talking about that and I just wasn't there because of course I'm gonna have FOMO. But besides that, like I still genuinely just enjoy theater. So after the director found that I wasn't auditioning, she was like upset or whatever. She talked to me and she offered me the position of being her assistant director.
Love it.
Yes. So I thought it over and I took the position and I just thought it was perfect. And because I'm involved enough that I'm still included, that I still feel like a part of it. I'm still like working with everyone, but not too involved that I'll get burnt out again. And my mental health would like crash.
Gen Z cares about their mental health mad hard.
I guess, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Protecting your peace at all costs.
Yes, I definitely don't care about mine as much as I should, but I feel like Gen Z is definitely more aware of our mental health. We're definitely more aware. It doesn't mean that we're helping it. We're not
doing anything about it. We just know.
But we know it's there. So yeah, I do all of that.
Meanwhile, millennials are like, no, I'm a piece of shit. So that's why this is happening. I'm a loser and everyone hates me.
Oh my gosh,
so
damn.
That's why it's happening. And not like,
we think the same thing, but we're like, okay, that's called depression. And then we just move on. We're like, hey, that's what that is. And yeah. So because of like everything that I do, when I have the time to like be home, I rarely spend it on my hobbies. Because I'm just so exhausted. And I'm so on top of that, I also have like all like my academic classes and they're all like honors classes and like
you're like doing homework in them.
Exactly. Like there's times I'd be waking up at like I'll get home and I'm very tired around like 8 p.m. or like 7. And I'm so tired that I just go to bed and I wake up at 4 in the morning to do my homework.
4 in the morning.
Yes. Most students stay up and do their homework and then go to sleep. I can't do it. I'm so tired. I'm so burnt out that I'm like, no, if I sleep now and wake up, I can do that. So I'd go to bed. I'll like eat, shower. I'll go to bed around like 10 or like 11. And then I'll set my alarm for 4 in the morning. And I get up and do my homework instead.
Oh my God, you guys.
But there are some times when I come home and like I can do my hobbies, but it is a very like rare occasion. And like my hobbies, like they're not that much. Like my hobbies are reading, watching a show, watching a movie. Like I also love hanging out with humans.
Yeah, no, having social life is important.
Yeah.
I love that you make priorities for everything, even if you have to do your homework at 4 o'clock in the morning to make priorities. Being self-aware, I think, is just good and it's fine. Like, it's
like
good
you're
enough.
Identifying the problem.
Right.
You're
you might not have the tools or the time or the space or the mental capacity to solve the problem, but just putting a pin in the problem and just knowing that it's there.
Right. Like adding it to the to-do list to like address later. Yeah.
It's totally fine. You'll get to it.
I'll get to it later. Yeah.
So we know how school is. So one thing that I want to know, and this might be a difference between, somebody my age and somebody your age, and also maybe just somebody that's in high school and somebody who's an adult that's really into social media. Instagram. Is your Instagram a personal like diary for yourself and your memories, or do you think that it's more like a blog and an advertisement for your life? Or have you not thought about it that long because it's been not even a year?
Probably, I guess still is, but she was very strict with me having social media. I didn't get like when everyone else like had a phone, I didn't have a phone. I still just had my iPad. When everyone had like Snapchat, I still don't have Snapchat or like Facebook or whatever. She gave me TikTok probably 2 years ago or like 3 years ago, I believe. And
but you couldn't log in
last summer. Yes, I could not log in.
She said you can go on TikTok, but you can't have a
Yes.
username and password.
Yes, I forgot about that. I couldn't like videos. Like if I wanted to say, I had to save the video and it would go
Yeah.
in like my photo albums and I'd separate it there. It
Yeah.
was and I would still make TikToks because you could do that without an account, but you can't
Right.
like save it in your draft. So I'd have to
Nope.
screen record them.
Yep, I
Like keep
remember.
it in my thing.
And I remember being like, let
storage.
her log in. And she's
Yes,
like, no,
and she was so against it. And I was
she's like,
like,
she can look at mine.
then she like actually like allowed me to have an account because she thought I'd be famous, and she was like, you know what, let's go for it. And I'm like, okay, I didn't become famous, but
it was at an Airbnb in Philadelphia.
Oh wait, okay, that's when I got Instagram, and
the TikTok, yes.
I was talking about TikTok. Now for Instagram, she gave it to me what, like last summer. Hasn't even been a year.
We were here for, you guys were here for like 4th of July barbecue or something. We were in the Airbnb, and I think Nina said something like, when are you gonna get an Instagram? And Nana was like, yeah, that's fine. And you're like, wait,
I told her, and I said, wait, what? I was like, pause.
What was I wearing when you said
right?
that?
Like when? Like, oh, it was crazy.
So it was a moment. And so thinking of Nyla's Instagram name.
That was so funny.
Yo, we were like, we could be this. It could be this. It could be Nyla P. It could be Bubba. And we were all trying to put input, but she has the most perfect Instagram name because she's finna be a journalist.
Yes, it is Nyla.talks.
I love it. I think it's so fitting because you do love to talk.
I love to talk.
You will be talking for
my life,
like career. So it could last. You could certainly change it, but it really fits.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm mad that I didn't think of it first. Mostly,
I've considered having a spam account. I feel like if it's a spam account, you can have it as a diary. And just be like, hey guys, this was my day, like this, that, and the third. Oh my gosh, this is how I'm feeling, blah, 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 blah. But for a spam account, you keep that like on private. You more so only like follow back like your friends and whatnot. It's just not like public to the world. So a spam account, a spam account is more of or I guess for like Gen Z, quote unquote Gen Z or whatever, we have spam accounts.
No, because I remember like Jada, I remember had like fake accounts. And I love like calling things what they are. It's not a spam account. It's an account where you can truly be yourself because you're afraid to be that on your actual account.
Yeah. I guess you call it spam because you're posting so much. That's why we probably call it a spam, because you post like every day. Just like, oh, la la la.
God forbid you post every day.
Yeah.
Why is that a problem?
Because you don't want to look
like a gimme.
I don't know.
Where's my hug? Like a gimme girl.
Like a pick me girl.
Yes, the gimme girl and pick me girl. Those mean the same thing.
I guess you don't want to look like you want attention.
Looking for attention.
So much. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gen Z is the most attention wanting fucking generation that there is.
Okay, yeah, I guess we are. But like
you guys are pretending like you're not, like, I'm too cool to want attention. No, bitch. You fucking want that shit and you're getting it.
So for my personal account, I do have it on public, and I guess it's more, highlights of my life. I guess. Yeah.
Like a photo album.
Yeah. Of like, oh, here's a photo dump of like my whole play season. Happy birthday to my mom. Here's photos of her. Hey, I'm looking cute today. Look at it.
Yeah.
My story is probably the one where I like post like I
spam the shit out of my story. I'm like, this was funny, laugh at me.
LMAO, look.
Literally.
My story, I'll post like, that's the one that's like more random, but like my actual like posts, I guess are highlights.
Yeah. So back in the day, we used to like post. I mean, stories just like got invented recently, but we used to post constantly, a lot more frequently, and it was like fine. You know what I mean? Or maybe like Twitter was used to like post more frequently. Yes. But then you would put like the good pictures on Instagram, because on Instagram you could only put one photo for several years.
Only one?
Only one.
Oh my gosh.
Having the swipe, like the reason why people always put swipe and they put the arrow on it is because we didn't do that. So you had to tell us. Tell me about prom. Are you excited for prom? Because senior year, I remember like prom is Lady McLitterson.
As class president, I'm the one who's planning it all.
Right.
So it's less.
That was me too.
I'm going to be so for real. It's less enjoyable for me.
Listen, you don't have to. I mean, obviously, I don't like know how it works these days, but I also had to plan my prom and make the balloon arches and set the tables and do all the friggin' bullshit. So I remember that, but also like when you're actually there, like you don't have to do very much. Like if you're
Yes, the day
the
of it's
one that,
fine.
yeah, so like you're gonna be able to enjoy yourself. If you're the person that's gonna, you know, count, I mean, the teachers usually count the ballots because they don't want you to cheat because everybody be cheating for prom king and queen. Do you guys still do prom king and queen?
We're adding it this year
They
for
didn't.
homecoming. So homecoming student council runs that. We added, like, we call it royalty instead, just to, because we don't do just 2 people. We actually, for Hoka, we did like 6 people because homecoming is the whole school. So we did a royalty thing and we did a Google form instead. And they picked, and it was only seniors. They only allowed seniors to win for this year.
That's how.
And so
I mean,
everyone at homecoming, they just voted for the top 6 seniors that they wanted to win. And then the teachers on their end who like sent out the Google form, they checked, they picked 3 boys and 3 girls. And I was one of them actually, and my girlfriend. We both won.
I
Yeah,
love
it was
that.
really nice.
And then so for prom,
we're doing that
like,
for prom,
is it
yeah.
still like the limo, the dress, the limo,
Yep.
or the outfit, the limo, the corsage?
Yeah, people still do that.
You have the dinner, and then it's like basically a wedding.
We have dinner at prom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like before or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, no.
We have
someone's house and take pictures.
Yeah, we have this thing called pre-prom. So you go to the school first, actually, and they have a whole like walkout. You walk out with your date, and then they have a professional like photographer there.
A promenade.
Oh, I never heard of that.
I think that's what it's called. We did it at my school. We did it for the first year. We did it at my school, and it was because we just had installed an auditorium like that year, and we never had one before that.
But yeah, so at the pre-prom or promenade or whatever, the limos pick you up there, or like you get on a bus, like the party buses pick you up there, or like if your parents driving or whatever.
Not a party bus.
But yeah, so the reason why prom is more stressful, like on my end, is because, I mean, I already did this last year because when you're president junior year, you're automatically president for senior year at my school. So I had to plan semi as well. And it's just really stressful specifically now because there's so many other senior events I have to plan at the same time as like everything. Like senior week, we have like a bunch of like food trucks come down or whatever and like yearbook stuff. And then also like senior skit stuff, which finally just passed. So that's nice.
What's senior skit?
Senior skit is, it's a skit and like I had to write it.
Performance?
Yeah. And we basically just like play like the teachers and like it's like a silly little like 10-minute thing.
Okay, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. And we have this thing called the telethon. I don't know.
Oh, I saw.
Yes. For context, I sang on the telethon, guys. So yippee. I sang a duet with my girl, and then I did a solo because my mom paid money for me to come on again. Friday was the senior skits. And then on top of that, just like everything else I do, it just gets really stressful. And also like we're running fundraisers to like fund everything at the same time. Yeah. We have ranks, and that came out like probably like a couple weeks ago, I guess. So our class is like 198 kids or like 200 or something. I am number 15. So I'm in the top 20%. No, not top 20%, but I'm in the top 20. So yeah.
I love that for you. I'm going to put that in the other part. So while you're being the president of your class and all of the other things, and while you're doing theater things and being a director's assistant, and while you're taking honors classes and this, that, the other thing, while you're working, doing real adult jobs and being a receptionist for the art studio, and while your dog is barking in the background,
let her be. Let her be, okay?
Carliana, stop barking. So while you're doing all of these things and having a very busy senior year and just academic life, you're also holding on to this relationship. Isn't it so hard? Like, what is the priority?
Hold on, we're talking about like my relationship, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's very helpful in our relationship is, by the way, her name is Janice. We are both Janice. We are both very powerful, independent individuals on our own. Yes. I'm emphasizing on the independent part. Like we are great people on our own and great together.
That's the best. Having a life outside of your partner.
Yes, which is something I really hold, like I really value in a relationship. Like I said, like we're great on our own and even like greater together.
A whole powerhouse.
Which is so relieving. I think that's how I'm going to describe it. It's so relieving. Like it's
to feel
great.
Equal in a relationship.
Yes, it's
great. Not like you're carrying it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm a pretty great human, and she's also a very great human. And I just love that for us. But something that's very convenient for us is that first of all, we go to the same school. Didn't happen with my last one.
So obviously do you guys take the same like classes, like the same
classes? We do take same level classes. Not all, like not every single class is together, but yeah.
Right.
Like for example, we take AP Lit together. We take Calc together. We're in show choir together. I'm the president. She's the VP.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. What sucks though is that she's a soprano and I'm an alto, so like we're kind of far, but it's okay.
Where's she gonna go to school, you think?
She's committed to Framingham.
That's so random. What is she going to school for?
Education.
To be a teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is her
specifically, I think children's education, like young kid.
Little babies.
Mm-hmm. So we also have like similar extracurriculars together. So like even after school, we like, for example, theater. Like we spend a lot of time together, like after school too. So yeah.
Right. What do you think is going to happen, or has this conversation happened if you're in NYU or Syracuse or even Amherst? I mean, Framingham was kind of near Amherst. What's the plan? What if you're far away?
Yeah, so we did have that conversation. It specifically hit when like a teacher that day had asked me, like, I don't know, the teacher asked something and I was like, oh yeah, I'll be in New York or whatever, because I was hoping, this is before I got relisted from Syracuse, but I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be in New York. And that's like when it really hit her. She was like, oh crap. Yeah, she was like, oh wait, this is like actually like happening. So we talked about it and yeah, we're still gonna try. Like, I don't know, like when I had the conversation, it was just kind of obvious. Like I didn't assume that we'd like break up or whatever. Like if we
there are so many movies on Netflix that I could list to you right now that are about when they go to college.
Yeah. Like I'm still gonna say like in the morning or like at night or whatever, like check up on you.
Yeah,
like,
and there's almost a whole second. There's always a second in your day that you can like send a quick.
That's what I'm saying. Especially like, if you love that person, it shouldn't be a burden to talk to them. And if it is, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And you should do something to fix that.
Well, I feel like a year from now, when you're in college and you already had 2 semesters and you're just you're starting your second, or you're in the middle of your second semester.
Well, right now they're on spring vacation, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like the middle-ish, because you like leave in like May. And so I just let's reassess and see what, your first semester and a half in college was like, and we'll see where you ended up, and maybe we'll just leave that as a cliffhanger for the girlies.
See y'all in a year.
Right? See you in a year.
Where did I go? First of all, where did I go?
Right. Thank you for coming on.
Of course. I had so much fun. Yeah.
I say this to more recently a lot of the guests, like some of the things that I've asked about might seem like, why is that interesting? There are people who might have teenagers that are like, what is a teenager's life like? Or maybe they have teenagers that are like slackers and, aren't successful, and they could see
Yeah,
that's what you could have had. It be what it be. Some kids, they don't be. And there are people who are just, they will find this interesting, like me, just because I don't know what it's like being 17. And so now I know that people are popping edibles at 7:30 in the morning and vaping and motorboating
out of people's like cleavage. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You guys, thank you for listening. If you like us, then probably your friends will like us too. And so tell them. Follow us on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. And now we're on YouTube. If you're looking for Nyla, find her on Instagram, Nyla, NYLA.talks. Thanks, guys.
Bye.